That trip that you went on 50 years ago, world headlines it made. You know, you, the Beatles, they just dropped everything, went to India. And what an amazing time that was. Look at this lineup of people.
I know, and everybody said, why? And the whole press of the world followed us, you know.
But also, you taught him a technique, a way of playing the guitar, didn't you?
Yeah, we were sitting around playing guitar, and one day he said, how do you do that? And I said, what? The guitar was never out of my hands.
Yeah.
It is now, but then it was never. And he said, that picking. So I said, it'll take time. Right. He said, Donovan, I've got time. So he was a good student, and he learned a guitar style and some chord shapes that I knew that he wasn't used to. And then the songs started coming. Right. Dear Prudence, Julia, and McCartney wanted it too, but he's a lefty.
Yes,
a left-handed,
yes.
So I couldn't teach him, but he's so smart, Paul. He was just walking around while I was teaching John, and he was listening, and he wrote Blackbird, and I was so pleased that I could share that.
Very much so, and you were very, very close, weren't you? All of you were very close friends for a long, long
Even
time.
before India, you might say we met through the songs, because in the lyrics, it was clear that this wasn't all just folk music and dance music that we were writing.
I mean, you were so ahead of your time then, because people now, you know, stressful times now.
Yes.
And a lot of people are using meditation.
Especially for schools.
Yeah.
And now it's established. I have the Donovan Children's Fund, and McCartney and Ringo, they kind of promote it for all ages. Yeah. But Linda, my darling Linda, and I, we do it for the children in school. Right. Because you know the children are completely wired up now.
Well, they're on their phones all the time, and it's just they're
so
bombarded with information.
So David Lynch, the great filmmaker, and I and Linda in the David Lynch Foundation, it's free for schools, and the great results, because the ADHD is very helpful for that too. Well, you know this.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. It really does. Yeah. You've been married to your Linda for what, 50 years?
More than that.
Was it more than that?
And there we are.
Look at
you.
Well,
you've got to imagine that we met in '65.
Wow.
And we didn't marry straight away.
Right.
And I tend to think that saved our relationship.
Do you think so?
Why? Because most relationships that got married very early and then had to go through that super fame, very few lasted the course. So we parted for a while, then met again at the end of the '60s, then married. And so there was an interesting way we come together. She's a dear friend as well. She's my wife for all these years. And we went to India in May to do this film, which was extraordinary.
What was it like going back?
She wasn't there in the beginning when I went, but she had also begun to meditate another style. But I'm so glad to be able to say to everybody, I'm going to be on the TV in this film telling everybody about meditation again.
Yeah, I know. And going back there, could you still feel that atmosphere, the vibrations, all the, all of that?
It was a bit sad because it was ruined.
Yeah.
But then in the film, you'll see, I say that the buildings may have fallen apart, but what we actually went to bring back, that has not fallen apart. That's continued, and it's spreading all over the world. You see, meditation is different kinds of meditation, but this one that Maharishi brought, it was specially designed for people who are very busy, who are involved in the modern world.
I think that's what keeps you with your passion for music as well. I mean, because you practice meditation every day.
Yes.
You do that. It's just part of your life.
Yes. I mean, I was always a laid-back kind of guy, but what it brought forward for me when I went to India to test it, it brought forward that there was a way to practice it regularly, whereas I would be quiet and on my own a few times a week. Now doing it daily, it gives you a sense, and you bring out of this peace that you find inside, you turn off your mind, you relax, and you float downstream.
Do you know what? I think we should all be doing that. I love this. Look, I got a present.
Oh,
I love
we've made some T-shirts for it.
They're great, with the picture, with all of the people on it. I mean, what a remarkable photo that is.
On the beach at the Ganges. What we have from left to right. Yeah, well, there was me at Farah, and me in the red shirt, Patty Boyd in the front. George is playing my guitar because he also learned the guitar picking from me and wrote beautiful songs. We have a very shy, quiet Mike Love from the Beach Boys there. And then the teacher who has brought this extraordinary method that millions of people are practicing. And then John,
What a picture.
And then Paul, and behind Paul, that is Cynthia Lennon.
Cynthia Lennon, yeah.
You can't quite see her. And then Jane, the beautiful Jane Asher.
What a photo, it's amazing. Donovan, thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you.
I know there's a new album out as well, the retrospective album. You've got all your greatest hits out as well, and the music just lasts.
Thank you.